Abzan tokens deck. We played this the other day on stream to pretty reasonable success. I've trimmed some of the interaction we had in the main deck. So last time we had a bunch of Collective Brutalities all main, as well as Maelstrom Pulses. And I've gone down to just 4 Path to Exile and 4 Thoughtseize is the only interaction in the main. And I've added a couple of Bitterblossoms, another source of token producers, as well as another Sorin Solemn Visitor to like make up from the life loss from Thoughtseize and Bitterblossom. I slotted the Collective Brutalities as well as the Maelstrom Pulses into the sideboard. I had this extra slot in my sideboard that I really didn't know what I wanted to do with, and I was like, what's a card I can play that just like gives a giant middle finger to the card Terminus? And Gideon's Intervention is the best thing I could come up with, because obviously we can't play Godless Shrine because we have all these 4 mana cards, so this is a card that gets to come in against Valakut decks, and we can also bring it in against blue-white control to name Terminus. So I'm interested in trying that from that perspective. It might end up being really bad, but I wanted to give that a go. Watch an ad so I can give you these. Thank you for the bits, Chad Jackson. And also just like decks like this tend to struggle a little bit against Valakut decks some of the time, so like having more cards that help you in that style of matchup is good. I definitely don't think you keep a 7 in the dark with this deck that doesn't have a turn 1 play. We have so many turn 1 plays, so happy to mulligan into a hand that's actually very good here, right? Criminally uncool with the $5 donation. Here's a $5 for the donation for a guaranteed top 8 at SCG Con. I don't know about guaranteed top 8, but I appreciate the support. I'm going to do my best to play good decks and do well there. We go Thoughtseize into Bitterblossom here. Hopefully they're doing something fair. Thoughtseize into Bitterblossom. Look at that. We talked about things we wanted to do. Bodes well for us. What do I want to take here? I kind of like just don't really care about the Snapcaster Mage, right? Got me some sweet bits. Feel free to add points to your favorite meme in the queue. Will do, Spicy Hot Chocolate. Thank you for the support. Yeah, I think it's just Cryptic, and then we'll probably Thoughtseize the Jace before they have a chance to play it. What's the dealer's choice deck in the queue right now? This dealer's choice. I don't have a. When people send me bits for dealer's choice, it depends on what I feel like bumping up. The decks I'm favoring right now are the 4 that I talked about that I'm considering for SCG Con: Blue Red Tempo, Abzan Tokens, Grixis Delver, and Black Red Mid Range. So the real question here is, do I want to shock in this Lingering Souls token? I'm going to cast Lingering Souls. Hopefully we just like draw an untapped land so I don't have to make that decision. Birds of Paradise. I think I'm just going to shock and cast Lingering Souls here. They really don't pressure our health total. Super happy to have this Bitterblossom, by the way, here. These kind of grindy matchups. This card's very good. So they have Jace, Snap, Condemns the D-Sphere. It's a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. Bye-bye, Blossom. They have Jace, Colonnade, Snap, Plains, and then a Condemn. Don't have a second black, which kind of sucks, but, jeez. Double Jace. I guess I'm taking one of those and playing this. Would not be surprised if this matchup feels bad for this deck, which honestly is a reason to not play it. Decks like like I mentioned, wanting to like play a feel smart deck if I go to an event like the Invitational, and I think that's pretty common for people. So I think like decks like blue-white control will be like disproportionately represented at a tournament like that. Here's hoping we draw one of our mini Anthem effects. Instead we drew a land, so we're probably dead. So decks like this, there's going to be games where you can afford to play around a sweeper, and there's games where you can't, and this is definitely a game where we really can't afford to play around a sweeper. I mean, the blue-red deck, and that's one of the reasons why I love the blue-red deck, is the blue-red deck's a feel-smart deck that just, like, wins games quickly a lot of the time, too. Like, I think at SCG Indy, I averaged, like, sub 25-minute rounds. Especially if you're 2-0ing people. And I can't even kill Jace here. They just get to, like, condemn, snap, condemn me. Just, like, treading water. And while there are a lot of mana sources in this deck, remember that 7 of our mana sources are utility mana sources. So, like, if we would have drawn Gavony Township or even Horizon Canopy just to, like, cycle through to more action, we probably would have been okay here. I'm not a big fan of Jund. I don't think there's a compelling reason to play Jund as opposed to just playing a straight green-black deck in Modern right now. I think green-black has appropriate tools. XKCD is great. Well, I mean, if their last card is in Path, we get to kill Jace here. Blue-Red's worst matchup is Bogles. It's good matchups. It has a bunch of good matchups. The deck's really powerful. So needed to draw an Anthem effect there so we can kill the Jace. Just, you know, sometimes you get through 12 cards without one of your you know, dozen Anthem effects. Sometimes my Magic Gathering deck draws too many mana sources. Derpa, 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 derpa. My deck's bad because it drew too many mana sources. That's Magic. This game has so much variance in it. You are going to lose games like that game we just lost that, like, feel bad while you lose them, regardless of how many mana sources are in your deck. That's just how Magic the Gathering works. This is a game where the best players in the world don't even win 70% of their matches most of the time. Billy, third line, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub there. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed this month. Welcome to Hooglandia. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. I don't know what sweeper they're playing is the issue. They're not all playing for Terminus. I don't know. You go either way on that. I've been playing Magic for a month and a half. I played my first PP2 today to see how I do. I went 2-4 with Blue Red Temple list. Might not seem that good, but I'm happy about how much I learned. And that's one of the reasons. Thank you for the support, by the way. One of the reasons why I love the Blue Red Tempo deck is it's just the style of deck where when I finish most matches of Magic, win or lose, I look back and I go, man, I could have done these small things differently, and it definitely would have impacted the outcome of what was going on there. Bunch of paths into the Ascension Sphere. All right, I'm going to take the D-Sphere here. This deck has a ton of turn 2 plays. This deck, did you see the curve? Our deck has 10 turn 2 plays, which is great. We have 10 turn 2 plays. Also, Voice of Resurgence is a garbage Magic card. It's very, very bad. The decks in Modern that Voice of Resurgence is good against, generally speaking, are not very good Magic decks. Bird is a turn late there. Yeah, 2/1 drops are also a turn 2 play. That's a very, very good point. Chad here is just one of our better cards in a matchup like this. It's Moltres Day? I actually didn't know. Is it only today? I didn't know that it was Moltres Day. That's sad. Do I have a Moltres? I think I have a Moltres, actually. It's one of the... That's one of the OG legendary birds, right? Yeah, I've got all the OG ones. How about I put it towards Baja Mac and Cheese at SCG Con? I'm sure they have a Panera in Roanoke. Thank you. Would you believe that I had Panera for lunch again today so I could get more Baja Mac and Cheese? It's kind of really good. So next turn we'll get to go Gavony, Brutality, play Sorin. Yeah, it's new at Panera. It's their white cheese mac and cheese with salsa on top of it, which has like tomato, onion, avocado, and some seasonings. It's very, very good. Like Panera mac and cheese was already one of my top mac and cheeses from places, and like the Baja stuff on top is just like A+. So they have Path, Terminus, and then they played this plane, so they have 3 cards I don't know here. Oh, you know what? I should have, it's possible I should have done this first. Although opt into Terminus makes me happy I didn't do it first. Noodles is getting rid of the Truffle Mac again. And don't believe me, I'm down for the Noodles Truffle Mac. The Noodles Truffle Mac is A+. Well, that is quite the poker hand, opponent. Poker face, poker face. My. It's Pico de Gallo, cilantro, and avocado. It's whatever it is, it's just A+. So I'm gonna slide Sorin backwards here and make another 2/2, so that way we can just like put infinite pressure down next turn. You have no responses. Click the OK button. I've seen your hand. You have no reason to respond to this. If you get Baja Mac and Cheese at Panera, my recommendation here, you should post a picture on Twitter tagging me in Panera, letting them know that I referred you. Because I'm working hard for that food sponsor, chat. I just want free food for the streaming, okay? What was I gonna say? No, tweet at them. Don't tell the local Panera person; they won't care. But the Panera social media person might notice if people start tagging them, saying I sent them. Someone asked about my thoughts on Telling Time and Blue-White Control. Adnup, thanks for re-upping at the tier 3 level. I appreciate that. Tier 3s are exempt from the slow, so if you'd like to add a new deck to the queue this month, you are still welcome to do that. I appreciate that absurd level of support. In my opinion, 2-mana cantrips are too slow for Modern. If I wanted to have, I prefer Thought Scour, because Thought Scour helps you actually trigger Terminus on their turn. And that's what I want my cantrips to do. Telling time setting up Terminus for the following turn isn't good enough. Modern is a here and now format. It's a format where I want my answer sooner rather than later, and an actual cantrip that draws a card in their turn enables me to do that better. Perfect. Submission form is A+. This is their last path to exile, so they have Terminus Jace now. Oh, you know what? They're going to be able to attack Gideon with the Colonnade here now, right? Because I attacked with the bird. All right, I'm gonna play Noble Hierarch out here, because this way, hey Billy, thanks for checking out, honey. This way, if they draw their 6th land, they have to choose between terminusing my board or attacking a Planeswalker with Colonnade. This is gonna be Jace setting up Terminus here, almost certainly. If they find untapped land, opt. We're in a lot of trouble. If they don't find untapped land, opt. We're going to be in a reasonable spot. Ooh, that is not the untapped land that they need. Search for Azcanta, sure. Sure, so there's like 10 out of 10 of Terminus on top of their deck. Like, that's not particularly close here. So we're gonna fire up the old Chatterson here. And then plus this, and then activate the town. Are they dead? Probably close. 7, 10. They are exactly dead, right? 10, 17. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. 17, you. You're move, Yugi boy. That's all I got. Hope your path to exile served you well. Do I want this last Collective Brutality? I probably want these, now that we've confirmed that they're on Terminus. But I want to trim. Trimming some mana creatures probably isn't unreasonable here. Especially since I'm, like, bringing in 2 mana spells. I want to do that. Let's do that. You know, I should probably keep Noble Hierarch and board out Pilgrim. Because Noble Hierarch makes casting Nissa easier. I think I've already submitted, though. Yeah. So, against more aggressive decks in Modern, I talked about how you can't keep hands in the dark game 1 that don't have turn 1 plays, but against blue-white control, I think this is fine. Lingering Souls and Gideon are both just, like, very good spells here. And if we're absurdly lucky, we'll find other things to do. I'm going to lead on Overgrown Tomb here, because Overgrown Tomb lets me cast both Mana Dorks and Thoughtseize next turn while playing a tap land out. Is it sword time yet? Almost. You're halfway to the training sword and a quarter of the way to the real sword. Thanks for re-upping for the 3rd month in a row there. I appreciate that. Okay, deck box you recommend. BCW's got a great selection of deck boxes. You can save 10% on your orders with them by using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com. Bitterblossom, unfortunately, showing up 1 turn late here. That would have been perfect on 2. Nissa resolved. Sweet. Let's get her going. They will have Cryptic Command up next turn. So if my opponent just goes like 4th untapped land pass next turn, I'm probably just going to cast Lingering Souls because I don't really want to jam Gideon into a Cryptic Command. I mean, if they give Nissa the D here, I just like untapping Gideon. I'm like super happy with that, right? This is definitely a matchup where I want to wait to play out Gavony Township in case they Field of Ruin. Like I want to like give myself the most possible opportunities to activate it. They jam Jace here. We can't pressure it right away, which kind of sucks. Which the slow start like really gets punished for. Timely reinforcements. That seems good for me. I'm by no means an expert on anything, but that does not seem terrible for me. The D-Sphere, chat. Pull your head out of the gutter. Give Nissa the D-Sphere. Just keep ticking her up. Her ultimate's like a real threat against control. She like draws us cards and gains us like one of our lands we control. So it'll be like a draw 5. Deal. They get to pressure my walkers here a little bit, but that's fine. Neither of my walkers are dying, and I get to flood the board with tokens next turn. Oh, they're all attacking Chad. Yeah, that's fine. Chad's a big boy. He can take a hit. Honestly, I might just play Township and pass here, rather than play into a Cryptic Command. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type ! deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play Township and pass here. Like, if they Cryptic Command tap my team, like, I'm still kind of okay with that, right? Like, that's a good use of Cryptic Command for us. Or really, like, tap my team, draw a card. I mean, if they Terminus here, we're, like, okay with that, right? Like, I've got 2 Planeswalkers going. Look at that Soul Read on the Cryptic Command. They could also, like, bounce a Night tap my team. But they definitely want to get the Planeswalkers out of here, right? And, like, the Gavony Township is going to start return, tap, deal. So they're answering both my walkers here, but, like, they're not answering the amount of power that I have in play, right? And, like, I have a ton of follow-up here in my hand. And like I mentioned in the first game, there's games with this deck where we have the ability to be a sweeper, and there's games where we don't. And this is definitely a game that feels like we're going to have the ability to beat a sweeper, right? Like, the board that we have right now is demanding an answer. It's going to kill them very quickly. And then we're going to have plenty of follow-up to kind of vomit out after that as well. I wonder if they have like a Wrath of God here that they're debating on casting. Telling Time, sure. Okay, so Telling Time's probably indicative that they're all in on the Terminus plan, which makes the Gideons that we brought in extra good. I have 7 mana next turn, so I can actually just like stick 2 Planeswalkers, which is great. And I'm gonna have what, 3/6 power in play here. That gives us some insurance against a potential. I'm gonna attack first and see what they do. I think I just want to pressure them here. Although I guess I'm not gonna attack with everything because I want like some things back to protect my Planeswalkers. I'm gonna attack with just these 3. Cryptic Command is the answer to your question. I'm gonna cast Nissa first here because they know about this one. If we get like Mana Leaked, I'm gonna feel a little bit bad here. But outside of Mana Leak, I think I'm fine with any other counterspell tagging Gideon here. Secure the Waste is pretty common inside of Jeskai control. And like, even if they clear the board here, like, I've got 2 walkers, Bitterblossom, Lingering Souls here. And if they have like the tension sphere to clear a walker, I have Maelstrom Pulse to beat that. We're just going to put a ton of power back into play immediately again. If they don't leave Path to Exile up next turn, I'm probably going to plus the Gideon, so that way I have the ability to Anthem him, as well as get him out of range of a single Celestial Colonnade hit. No, I forgot to mute while I was chewing. I'm sorry. Forgot to. This board gives you anxiety. Yeah, definitely want to plus the Gideon here. Oh. Huh. So, I'm doing this. I'm definitely doing this. Do I want to just, like, Intervention plus Lingering Souls here? I kind of want to just Intervention plus Lingering Souls here, right? I could also Gideon's Intervention name Celestial Colonnade. We're definitely playing the... are we definitely playing the Bitterblossom? I have 7. I have 8 mana total. So if I stick Blossom... then I could front half Linger to insulate from these Dorkos. Because if they sweep again here, like, they're sweeping 1 Nissa token and a front half of Lingering Souls, which seems fine for me. Baneslayer Angels, sure. I can name any card. Maelstrom Pulse, just like continuing to be an ace here. This card is very good. Come at me, bro. This deck hits hard. Like, your anthems stack up very, very quickly. We've got what, like over a dozen anthem effects in this deck? Hey, look, there's another one now. Suddenly, a clock appeared. So what's the best way to play around Cryptic Command here? Really can't. Even if they settle me here, I just like don't really care, right? The dead token zone's becoming very full, right? Do I even want to stick Sorin here? I'm just going to flashback Lingering Souls and activate Gavony Township. Hey, chat. How many cards does Nissa draw next turn? Anybody know? Oh no! They're sculpting our minds! How could we ever win the game now, chat? They have Jace the Mind Sculptor! Bye, friend. The old concession, Jace. The old concession, Jace. I do love dumpstering me a blue-white control deck. I don't know if that's indicative of the matchup. I would need to play that matchup some more. We definitely have tools to be competitive in that matchup. What's the record so far with this? We went 4-1 in the last league we played this deck list, and we are 1-0 to start this one. If green-white tokens in old standard was your jam with like Nissa and Gideon just like going to the prom together, this deck is definitely your forte. Nissa and Gideon are all dialed up. Jay Snyder, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Top 4 with packed JAC tonight. I traded Ojutai in the side. That's really funny. I like that idea. It's kind of sweet. It dodges Bolt and Fatal Push. Easy mulligan. Great keep. I just assume every Magic deck is expensive these days. Certainly seems like it. Sand is so good. It's like turn 1 Birds, turn 2 Bitterblossom Pilgrim, turn 3 Sorin plus Smash You. Alright, so against Foundry Street Denizen, I probably want a Lingering Souls on 2, right? Rather than Blossom plus Stork. Yeah, I agree, Beetle. I feel like we have tools to be competitive there. I'm hesitant to say it's good or bad based on one match though, but I think we have tools to be successful. Like Thoughtseize is really good the matchup too, right? Yeah, if Sorin Uptick gets to do some work, we'll be in a very good spot. Legion Loyalist is absurdly bad for us. You are not wrong. Thankfully, it looks like they don't quite have that card. Gideon, ally. Chad, ally of Zendikar. I'm gonna take 2 here. As always, if you wanna make strong statements like that, you need to back them up with some whys and hows. We actually beat Valakut twice the last league we played with this deck because this deck has both Thoughtseize and a way to kill people very quickly. This deck is exactly what you want to be doing against combo decks. It's pressure plus disruption. The Lifelink Emo King, that's such a good name. So they've got these Grim Boys, but they don't They don't have a good way to... I don't have a good way to put cards in their bin, really. We're high enough that I'm going to get Gideon going here before I slam the Sorin, I think. Yeah, definitely a Turtle Witness. That was the other reason I played this deck and the other one. The reason why I played this deck and Grixis Silver Knight, so I wanted to add them to the website. Welcome to Thunderdome. I'm just gonna attack with 2 of these. Leave the rest back on defense. Eldrazi for life. Thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Thanks for the support. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We got 600 people here on a Saturday night. I don't know that we're going to do a particularly long stream, but I wanted to fire up and try a couple of these decks out. So here we are. Sure. I think I should alpha, especially with the second Sorin. Maybe? Yeah, maybe that's right. I don't know, I can see that going either way. There's so many live draws at this point. What are the weaknesses of this deck? I have no idea. I've only played a couple leagues with it. I'm not gonna attack with this. I'm gonna leave him back on defense along with this Noble Hierarch. It's like 16-point swing here. Hodoken! Then any Anthem next turn is lethal, even if they kill Sorin. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? 2 months. Been loving the blue-red tempo videos. Can't wait to see you top 8 at SCGCon. Thanks for the support, Boy Toy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm not going to top 8 everything. We're going to do our best. There's no guarantees. No guarantees. Life has no guarantees. All right. Gosh. You can always tell when I'm the one who's built the deck instead of a viewer. Because when I go to sideboard, I'm like, these are the cards I want, and these are the cards I don't want. And they all line up perfectly. I want these. I don't want Thoughtseize. I don't want Bitterblossom. Hollowvine's not really an archetype. At least not in the generic sense. Not in my experience playing against lots of different things. Thought you were a quarter. I am a quarterfinal specialist. That is a great way to phrase what I do. So my mana's a hair awkward here. I think I'm gonna lead on basic planes off the Windswept Heath here. Or sorry, basic forest off the Windswept Heath. Might need to play the Horizon Canopy on 2. We'll see. Ooh, that's rough. Alright. That's a good draw there. Probably going to be a little bit too slow on the draw getting Searing Blazed here. Needed a Collective Brutality on 2 probably to play through that. Yeah, this is a good solid starter to the opponent here. Our Horizon Canopy is going to hurt us pretty badly. I mean, we've got a bunch of mana creatures. Like Searing Blaze seems very good against the Mana Dork deck. They need to get under us, right? Like if the game goes long, there's just like 0% to win. There's 0% to win. It was definitely their nuts draw on the play there. Let's see if we can do better on the play in the third game. This deck's a little bit less interactive than a lot of the other decks I'm considering for SCG-Con, which is one of the reasons why I might be apprehensive to play it. It's probably got the most aggression or burst power of all of them, though, which is a reason to play it. Does this deck have a nut draw? Yeah, I think so. Don't ask me what it is offhand. I'd have to stack it up and figure out exactly what it looks like. But we definitely have draws that like kill people very quickly, like flood the board. I conceded the 5th match to Bogles, which made us 4-1. Opponent played turn 1 Slippery Bogle, and I conceded the match. Yeah, Dork into Planeswalker Curve is probably the nut draw. He's dead, Jim. I fetched before the Goblin Guide attack because I didn't want them to give me the Godless Shrine because I wanted the Godless Shrine in play. Welcome to a live one, Tactical Rainbow. It's a good pickup for later. For reference, one of the infinite things that Legion Loyalist does is he says their creatures can't be blocked by tokens, which is why I didn't block there. He also gives first strike and trample, which also makes blocking bad. Let's kill that jerk. You could maybe make the argument that I'm supposed to Maelstrom Pulse the Goblin Guide there. Maybe I'm supposed to just Maelstrom Pulse the Goblin Guides. Or like tap land Pulse the Guides. That's really bad if they draw any haste creature though. Is it even that bad? Flame of Keld, that's a good draw. I guess, is it that good? Do I... Do I kill the Goblin Guides or the Flame of Keld here? They could just draw lands, right? I mean, I'm at like 12. Flame of Keld doesn't double the damage, chat. Flame of Keld makes it do that much +2. I should have attacked there with some of these, probably. Want to buy Sorin and Collective Brutality. Is Nissa just down ticking? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm gonna Nissa down tick and then attack with 3 spirits, I think. Vault's just worse than Gavony Township. For the most part. You wanna be able to kill people. Gavony Township helps you kill people better. Won my modern PPTK today with humans. Your angry advice in the back of my head helped me in a bunch of tough spots. Well, thank you for the support quest, Dove. I appreciate that. Probably gonna path this Foundry Street Denizen during their upkeep, so that way, if my opponent has Grenade, they need another Goblin to go with it. How are they did in 2? 8 and 8 is not lethal. I want to leave one back as a blocker in case they have a haste threat here, because their threats are going to deal extra damage next turn. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, thank God they fetched. I forgot to put my stop on. We have drawn a lot of lands this game. We're dead to triple bolt. Triple bolt deals 15. Because of the Flame of Keld trigger. Look at SCG Con, Rosho, thank you. Should be fun. I'm looking forward to just playing Magic that weekend. Searing Blaze, sure. They have a few things that kill us here now. Because they're hasters. Yep. This steals 4. Yep. Gosh, I'm 1 off of lethal here. If I'd have attacked last turn, I'd have killed them this turn. And now I'm just like dead to a bunch of stuff. That's unfortunate. I guess I should have counted that. Yeah, good beat opponent. Yeah, I think I messed that up. I had like no cards in hand, drew exactly Lightning Bolt. That's unfortunate. Yeah, if I would have attacked the previous turn, I would have killed them with the Gavony Township. Yeah, probably should have done that. Just like exactly that sequence that punished us was Searing Blaze into exactly one attacker into us drawing an Anthem effect. Just like a lot of things had to go wrong for us there. I'm gonna keep this on the draw deck because a lot of mana sources in it. Don't blaze me, please. As much as I want to trade here, I just can't. It's unfortunate that that does not fetch white without hurting us. Huh. Well. They could kill us on their untap here. But if they don't kill us on their untap, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Yeah, if I didn't have to shock there, I think we'd be a soft lock to win this. But the fact that I have to shock there to get my second white puts us pretty far behind, especially having been on the draw this game. If we would have won the die roll or had a white source that was painless, we'd be in a much better position. feels like a pretty free point. Might even be 2 free points, honestly. If we get a next turn and they don't have a Skullcrack, we get to go plus Gideon plus Sorin, like gain infinite, which they'll just like never recover from. But if we don't get a next turn, obviously we'll be very sad. Am I dead yet? Hopefully this is just like they're going on a little bit of a grindier plan here and they're going to like 4 us plus this and then like not kill us next turn. We're dead to what, like Boros Charm, Grim Lava Man, and then like Bolt us, Grim Lava Man next turn. Helix. Helix bodes well for us. That's not a 4. We want another turn. Alright. Guess who's got 2 thumbs and is never beating a Skullcrack? This guy right here. Am I supposed to leave this back? If I leave this back, yeah, I'm probably supposed to leave that back, right? Like, they're not beating a 10-point swing, and if they have the Skullcrack, there's, like, a small chance we, like, can win if we leave that back. I mean, they've seen 10-hole cards. Of course they have Skullcrack. And then they have 2 cards here and a Grim Lavamancer, so I assume that we're toasted. But Boros Charm is lethal. Helix is not lethal. Good beat. So either them to not have Skullcrack and 11 cards, or have us be on the play, or have drawn a white source that wouldn't have had to shock us because we'd have been +2 here. I guess if we'd have been +2, we still would have died. A lot of really small things that could have broken our way there, but didn't. Pretty clean. 4 Thoughtseizes out, 4 cheap pieces of interaction in. Bitterblossom's probably worse than Thoughtseize, actually. Thoughtseize can help us clear through a Skullcrack. If we'd have had a little bit more, well, like one more piece of mana that game too, we could have also potentially like squeezed a Thoughtseize in there at some point to make that happen. Good evening, wife. You want a taco? I could do some Taco Bell. I'd be down for that. His hand just doesn't kill them. This hand is much better. I guess it needs a black source. Why no Detroit this weekend? Because I decided rather than traveling to Detroit to set a pile of money on fire, I'd rather stay home with my family and play a little bit of Magic on the computer. Magic tournaments are absurdly expensive, and I've played enough Magic tournaments in my lifetime that they're not really a vacation for me anymore, so... So Taco Bell is actually one of the best fast food chains for vegetarians. You can sub meat for beans on basically everything on their menu for the same price. My normal order there is a quesarito with beans instead of meat. We bottomed a forest, then we drew a forest. All right. Drew a swamp. Sign me up. You, and you. I'm gonna ditch Plains Horizon Canopy here. Thanks for the extra card, Goblin Guide. I knew you had my back. Ditch Searing Blaze here. That's annoying. I'll see where they go with this bolt with the Swift Spear here. The Sorin's actually like not even that good at the moment. I don't have a bunch of creatures to give lifelink to. I'd probably keep the splash minimal just to play Lingering Souls. I don't know. I'd have to. We have a deck list like that coming up in the queue at some point. I'm hesitant that it's a worthwhile splash. Like I really don't envision it solving problems that you have. I think if you want to grind more in the green black deck, you just like play a bunch of Liliana the Last Hopes. That card's really good. So drawing Blooming Marsh is punishing us for ditching the plains instead of the forest. I'm sure we're gonna draw Gideon here and just like feel extra bad about it. Gains us one at least, kinda two. I'm gonna hold this in case we draw a Collective Brutality, I think. I'm not gonna hold 2 lands, but holding 1 seems okay. Especially when it just like doesn't enable an extra color for us. Burn's pretty close to unbeatable when they like stick on 2 lands. Although I guess we really don't want them to draw another land because they have the Searing Blades in the hand. I'm actually just like dead to land, dead to spells here. Dead to most everything. Survey says. Have to block here because if they have a lightning bolt, we die. Brutality. I assume we're dead here. Not a whole lot we could do there. I don't know. Everybody hates every deck in Modern. Like what's the deck that you play? Okay, you like that one and you hate everything else? Oh, you hate the mirror match too. Okay, so you just like hate everything? Oh, you only like winning. Okay, sounds like a Magic player. Modern's a format where there's 50 decks that you can play and everybody hates all of them. My first hand just like had lands and spells, but just like wasn't doing anything particularly quickly. This hand, however, is very, very good. Especially with the 3-drop on top. Someone asked about our possible nut draws earlier. I think this qualifies. Turn 2 Nissa, turn 3 Gideon on the play. Suspend search for tomorrow. God bless. We're going to need a strong draw here against Scapeshift. This is probably like cast Gideon next turn, down tick Nissa, the next turn like plus Gideon, down tick Nissa, and just like smash for a bunch. Oh, they're playing Bring to Light Scapeshift? Sure. Do I want to down tick Nissa this turn? If I down tick Nissa this turn, I attack them for 1, and then it leaves me with 3, 4, 5, 6 power in play, and then next turn I go to 11 power, 13, 14, 15, 16 power. I think I'm gonna plus Nissa here because I don't think minusing here cuts a turn off the clock. I'm pretty sure I have them dead in 2 regardless, so I'm not going to do it just yet in case they sweep us next turn. Because they have the ability to bring to light. We're going to avoid dealing a second point of damage to ourselves ideally here, because if we can stay above 18, it means they need 8 lands to kill us with Scapeshift, which is nice. Good. So I play these spirits. If I plus Gideon and then down tick Nissa, I hit them for 6. And then I have 10 power. And then I can kill them next turn if they crack the fetch land by down ticking again and then smashing. So that seems appealing. So kind of getting rewarded here for waiting on down ticking the Nissa, which is nice. So this puts them to 14. And then next turn I'm attacking for 13. And again, they need 8 lands to kill us with Scapeshift here because of our health total. It's just bit.ly/donationQYahenny or exclamation point Q in chat to get a link there. That land does not let them cast Cryptic Command, so that's good for us. What's going on, Twin? Just a short stream this evening. I think I'm probably going to be done after this league, which is this match and then one more. Yeah, the hair definitely looks better when it's shorter. She's dead, Jim. Let's put them to 3. Dead 2 land ramp spell Scapeshift. Otherwise, kind of feeling okay. Nice. What's going on, Super? Good evening. Okay. Let's play meme deck of your choice. I think I'm gonna be done tonight, Chef. I think I'm gonna be done after this. I want to get like a good night's sleep for once. It's pretty easy and easy out. Evening crosses. I mean, 3-1's not bad, Tantrum. Christy made me play over. She made me play Overwatch past my bedtime too. It's an epidemic. Seems very good, right? I get to go bird into double discard spell into Gideon. Remand Bolt. It's kind of bold leaving the bird here. I'm just going to take both their spells for sure. So now we just have to like race them ripping Scapeshift. Gideon races really well. Yeah, I agree. This deck's a really sweet mix. So we played black-white tokens earlier this week too, and that deck felt really bad. The fact that this deck's payoffs are also enablers is like really huge. The fact that like Gideon and Nissa and Sorin can like make tokens when you don't need an anthem is just very, very good. So they played the land that we didn't know about, so we know their hand is 3 lands still. So we got that going for us. Yeah, definitely, Henny. Township is also very good. It's a fantastic land spell. So, like, I'm going to go make a 2-2 here, and then next turn we attack for 7 plus make 4 spirit tokens, and then we just, like, kill them the following turn. There's, like, dead 2 turns from now. Steve, foiler of plans. Sorin. Tilt. So we are dead to Scapeshift next turn. Things worth noting. The nacho fries are gone. Is your worldview shattered? She makes good Baja Mac. So they're going to 17 here. They're getting a 6th land. We know they have a 7th land in their hand, so we need to fade them, bring the lights, and them Scapeshifts for a little bit here. Next turn, I'm attacking for 7, 11. So any anthem is lethal next turn. Thank you for the bits, Henny, and thank you for the 8-month Buck Choi. This is amazing content. Can't wait to see more Grixis Delver. Deck has been really sweet. I've been enjoying it. Anthem. Anthem. I actually get 2 shots at an Anthem here too, because I have Horizon Canopy. Nope. Yeah. Grounding is for squares. I actually would have gotten the same amount of damage in. Actually, I would have gotten 1 more point of damage in if I would have emblemed him, right? Are we playing after the stream? Yeah, I can be persuaded to play Overwatch after the stream. I'm gonna be done playing Magic after this league, babe. So if you want to play some Overwatch, I'd be down for that. Opponent has flooded out and died. All right, 2-2. It's also only 8:45, Christy. I could go and get you French fries from somewhere else. It's not just Taco Bell that's open at the moment. Scene seems fine. Do I want to fetch Overgrown Tomb or Temple Garden on one here? Probably Overgrown Tomb because I have two different cards here. Average Bloom with the $25 donation. So, can I combine this with my resub to have you build and play whatever you believe the most competitively viable Monastery Mentor deck is? Yes, 10 out of 10 Average Bloom. I'm in for that. Sad that I have to bottom that by fetching, but that's what we're doing. Wiener McFloppins, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Oh, Twitch usernames. Oh, Twitch usernames. Wiener McFloppins. Yeah, Hardened Scales and Bant Spirits are both Doomblade matchups. They're both places you just want to like board in all of your removal. Steel Overseer, probably. Hey, Moto Scrybug. Moto Scrybug in your favor. Pass go, collect $200. No, you don't want any counter spells in that matchup. I might bring in... I guess Spell Snare and Ceremonious Rejection are good against Hardened Scales. I'd probably leave those in that matchup. So, half a beat behind here, missing the land drop, unfortunately. You know, classic 25 land deck, never hits your land on time. But if they don't have like a cranial plating here, Gideon into Sorin should run away with the game, hopefully. Especially with Bitterblossom going. Yeah, if you can submit the form for me, that would be great. It just like helps me keep things organized. We're getting super aggressive here, huh? I guess they need to pressure me out before this Bitterblossom takes over the game, right? That makes a lot of sense. Little do they know that we're going to have Chad and Sorin here. Give him the business. I think I want to leave Pilgrim up. Nah, I'm going to save the health hit point. Hubs, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for supporting my content with that. Oh no, they killed Chad. That's fine. That's a good one. Oh, that's good for me. I was kind of expecting them to slide that onto Ornithopter. this works out. And like next turn I get to start pounding the Gavony Township. I think so, Cannon Gear. Just resubmit it when we get to that point. Just send it back on through. Get yourself and Christy something nice at Taco Bell. I think this should cover it. It's so cheap. Taco Bell is so cheap. The Bitterblossom's been really good. Been happy with the main deck conclusion on that one. Alright, well, we're just like blocking everything here, right? This feels like a concession attack. I don't think they're beating this board. Sorin's really good. Going up to the third Sorin's also been excellent. Concession Souls? Is this a Concession Souls? What do we think? I might be conceding before they even get it. Thank you for representing Amazon Prime. I didn't know what life was until I had 2 days shopping and discounts. It's really great. It's really quite fantastic. Do I want Maelstrom Pulse in this matchup? That's probably too slow, right? I guess I have a bunch of mana creatures. Is Maelstrom Pulse better than any of these cards I currently have in my deck? Is this a matchup where Gideon isn't quite good enough? I could see this being a matchup where Gideon isn't quite good enough. How do we feel about trimming one of him because he's top end? How do you feel about this? I kind of don't mind this. There's a lot of really awesome things in the queue. Yeah, this is like 5 answers to cranial plating, basically. Let's run it like this and see how it goes. Delia Henny. I don't know, it's got some like objectively powerful things going on, right? This could be a hand that loses after casting turn 2 Stony Silence. I would like the record to reflect that I'm keeping this hand because of turn 2 Stony Silence, but I would not be surprised if it's not good enough. Be very quiet while hunting wobots. Bring this other Maelstrom Pulse in. Wiener McFloppins with the $5 donation. Really like the channel. You provide some quality MTG content. The fact that you stick to modern is a big draw. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I'm going to slide that into the SCG fund. All unclaimed donations are heading that way till we fill the ticker to the top. Almost halfway there. Huh. I'm gonna keep this. Like, dead to a Whip Flare, but a lot of our hands are dead to a Whip Flare. You could maybe make the argument that because this hand could be close, because we have a Stony Silence to mulligan to, it's worth mulliganing. I don't know, even if I miss a land drop, I'm like gonna have 4 mana sources on turn 3. Evening Silson. Catching us right at the tail end here. It's our last game of the evening. I guess our last Magic game. I think we're gonna play some Overwatch over on Christie's channel after this one is done. Sure, now you have a Darksteel Citadel hand. Couldn't have the Darksteel Citadels when I had my Stony Silence, huh? Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. Will I be streaming tomorrow? No, I'm gonna take tomorrow off, I think. I'll be back on Monday. I got him. Do I smoke him? Yeah, this is the last game, Christy. Yep, always. Yeah, this deck's really sweet. This is one of the decks on my short list that I'm considering playing at the Invitational. And then here, I'm just gonna go linger into Nissa downtick. Alright, so we hit the 3-2. We had a really close loss against Burn. What was our other loss to this league? Anybody remember? I'm drawing a total blank on what our second loss was to. 8-whack. Oh yeah. Oh, wait, 8-whack was the other one. Yeah, the 8-whack one was razor close, and the Burn matchup we got pretty just dumpstered in the second game. Yeah, I don't know that I strictly would want to do anything. I don't know that I strictly want to do anything to improve those matchups. The one Gideon's intervention in the sideboard, there's a good chance that it's just like too cute. I'd like a 4th Brutality. Yep. Yeah, link to the Discord channel. Yep. Details on the Discord integration are here. Yeah, I think that's the change I make. I'm gonna add this deck list to my website later this weekend after I get some artwork done for it. And I think I'm just gonna do this. Like swap this out. The deck's been really impressive though. If you're looking for like a as far as like honest beatdown mid-range decks go, this deck feels really powerful. Just like the speed at which it can close games through, like, let's counter Anthem effects, right? I've got 11, we have 14 Anthem effects in the deck, and then we just have so many ways to go wide. And, you know, Thoughtseize and Path to Exile are arguably just, like, 2 of the best pieces of one-mana disruption in Modern right now. And then we've got Stony Silence, Rest in Peace, just, like, some really powerful cards out of the sideboard. Any objective requirements for a deck you want to take to the Invitational? As far as Modern goes, I generally want to take an interactive deck. I won't play a linear combo deck at a tournament like that. It's just like doesn't tickle my fancy. So my top 4 picks for decks right now for the Invitational for Modern are this Abzan Tokens deck, Grixis Delver, Blue-Red Tempo, and then the Black-Red Midrange deck. This deck and Grixis Delver will be added to my website later this weekend. Obviously, you can find the deck lists and videos with them now on my YouTube channel. The Black-Red Midrange deck and Blue-Red Tempo, those are both currently on my website. I'll take a second to plug that. If you haven't seen my website before, I put a ton of work in on it. If you're a fan of Modern, it's an awesome resource. We've got some search functions over here, and I've also got them sort of kind of rated by power level. And you can click in to any of these here. I can actually just find the mid-range decks. I think I put that one under high potential because it does not have any proven results yet. Yep. So here's the deck list. You can find a short description of the deck, and then a YouTube playlist with all the times we've played the deck on stream, and then my preferred current iteration of the deck. Keep in mind that the deck list underneath here isn't going to be identical to the decks that we play on the YouTube videos all the time, because this is like always what my latest iteration is. So like after we finish the last video, I'll do a wrap-up segment and I'll be like, all right, these are the things I would change after playing this, and like this deck list here is the deck list that's basically my changes. This is the culmination after that wrap-up segment in the leagues that we've played. Yeah, Mardu Pyromancer is very, very